guys, and this is the little intro for the bone itself, okay, and the joints. They're the same in 15, 16, 17, 18, and even before. Just sometimes the menu is a little differently, location is a different location. That's pretty much it, okay. So first of all, you do always put your bones. All right. So you go to rigging in 2018. In others, it might be under animation, and then you have a joint bone system right there. But in 18, it's by itself. Okay. Never do your skeleton. All right. Create joints right here. Never do your skeleton right here, because he'll go pretty much everywhere. Okay. You are going to want to do it in an orthographic viewport. Okay. So let me make just a simple cylinder, and let's get to its right here. I'm gonna go in the height. I'm gonna go 2, so we can really understand it. Okay, so your object will bend only where you have edges. So you need to place your bones very well. So you need to make sure the shading is under X-ray joint, so you can see the bone you place. Okay, if you do it right here, look what's gonna happen. So you go to skeleton, create joint, and you click once, twice, 3 times right here, and you click on enter, and look, it's all over the place. All right, so let's undo that. And you want to make sure you do that right here in an orthographic viewport. Okay, so they stay nice and aligned. Another thing also, you're going to want to go to the shading, actually, and select wireframe unshaded. So you can see always your wireframe even if it's not selected, so you know where you're going to put your joints. All right, so most of the people put their joint like that. They go to skeleton, create joint, click once, and then drag into another position right here, and then right here. Okay, you need to change the shading again right here on X-ray joint, so you can't see it. Oops, there's 2 of them. Let me redo that one because I wasn't looking at it. X-ray joint, you got to do it for every Windows. Now that it's ready, you can go 1, 2, and 3. You see how much easier it is to use that tool. Okay, that's very, very important. Okay, so right here, this is the way to do it, and you will be, close enough, you can bring it in. The problem is when you move joints in any way, rotate or just transform, you might mess up their rotational angle and axis of rotation, okay, which make it very hard after that to animate properly. So you want to make sure that you do it another way I'm going to show you. And also when you do it like that, you see it's nice and straight. It might not bend the way you like. Okay, if I select one joint right here, the last one, right click on it and say select hierarchy right here. Oh, sorry, select the other one. I go select hierarchy right here. See, now I can rotate it. See, it's turned white, to see how it would rotate. All right, and you can see it's doing okay. But the problem is when you are going to put something, an IK, all right, which will let you rotate it the way you want for animation, it might not work out the way you want. It is important that, and we talked about it, that your actual bones, it's a little frozen right now. Hold on a second. All right, the original bones have an initial angle, meaning right here, I don't have an initial angle whatsoever. All right, it is flat, as you can see. But if I do that and select, let's say, that right here and rotate it a little bit, say it's an arm. Right? Now that's your elbow, and then if I bring it back in straight like that, I have a small angle. This is the elbow, this is the shoulder, elbow right here, and the hands will be right there. I have a small initial angle. So now when I make the bones right here, it will know by default, when I create a Nike handle, which you will do later on for animation, it know by default how to actually animate. Okay, so that's very important, the initial angle. Now also, And that's the first way to I showed you to do that, to create bones like that by clicking and dragging. But as I said earlier, it's not the most effective ways. Because it has tendency that after that you say, hey, you know what? Oh, for example, right here, you say, hey, this is not done properly. There you go. So let me adjust that, and you can maybe move it in. Sometimes even rotate it. And when you do the rotation, it will, or even the motion, the movement, the translate, it might mess up the rotation of the coordinate axis of rotation. Okay. So I have another way better to do that. So I don't click on that. What I do is that I go right here and I go skeleton, create joints, and I make one joint only, and I don't drag. I just click on enter. And then I go skeleton, create joints. I create another joint right here and click on enter. And then I go skeleton, create joint, and I make another joint that I say right here and click on enter. So now when I look at it right there, I can take all my 3 joints. Alright, move them in the proper positioning in the middle where I really think they should be. It won't mess up anything. Okay, and then I'm going to connect them. This is where one of the lectures talked about linkage, parenting, and grouping comes important. Okay, you're going to parent them together. Child, parent, click on P. Alright, child, parent, click on P. As you can see, it is very important you select the child first and then the parent. Okay, this is the order of the chain where it's pointing at. Okay, that will give you where the chain is going, which one is the parent of all the chain. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the bones. And then just look at the other videos. It doesn't matter which Maya you're using, actually. They're all the same to put the joints. It's just the menu that is located at a different place, but it's the same menu beside that and the same option, no difference whatsoever. So remember, a good initial angle, properly placed your joints one after the others, and then parent them. It is important to remember the parenting order, which is child, parent, not parent, child. If you do that, then you see the chain is going the wrong way. Okay, that will not work. So you need to have it child, parent, click on P. Child, parent, click on P. All right, and now you're ready to rock and roll. And I can demonstrate really quickly, which we will do later on, by selecting those 2 and skinning it together by the skin right here. Now I can actually add an IK very quickly to test. Parent, child, and now you will see it's bending exactly there. But as you can see, with only one edge, it's compressing big time the mesh. If you add more than one edge, all right, let's say you add, let me go to the modeling quickly. I'm going to do multi-cut so I can cut in diagonal. So if you add the system we did right here earlier, like that, it will start working a little bit better. Go back into the rigging, skinning, bind the skin. Let's put an IK spline to check. Maybe do that. And then when you move it up, see, now it's already better. All right, so that's one of the reasons, and that's why you need more. All right, even because as you can see, it has tendency to taper its way. So if you have more mesh right here inside, it won't taper that way. Okay, so that's very important. So that's the basic, you guys. You got the basic, ladies and gentlemen. All the menus where you can find your rigging menu in 2018, and I will be adding more video today, and and keep going like that as we go for the class. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Start early.